Raptor Domain is a sanctuary for sick, orphaned and injured birds of prey. It also raises awareness through educational displays, using birds that, for one reason or another, are unable to be released. Now, I do a lot of bird spotting in my travels, but it's not often I get up close to one of my favourite Aussie raptors, the wedge-tailed eagle. Today, I'm about to get my chance.
Dave, that show was amazing, and this place is amazing. You've done such a great job.
Oh, thanks, Tim. Yeah, we do the best we can. We like to educate people and entertain them at the same time, and that's the best way to get conservation happening.
Dave Irwin is the owner of Raptor Domain and has been interested in birds of prey all his life.
You've got birds that are in need of care, and they're not just being cared for at the back somewhere. You're engaging with visitors, and I saw the look on their faces. They were blown away and all know something more than they came here with.
Exactly, yeah, and particularly the kids. That's where I think conservation starts, is with the younger generation. They're going to want to see those same animals when they grow up.
Yeah. I'm keen to have a look out the back, but you got to tell me who that is first.
Oh, this is Nellie. Nellie's just 13 months old now. She was taken from the nest by some boys when she was just a chick.
Yeah.
And nobody wanted her, so we took her on here, and she's turned out to be a lovely bird. She has a lovely nature as far as wedge-tails go. Nellie's one of those very few birds that'll sit on anyone's glove, particularly yours.
Ah,
sure.
Good. Let's have a look.
Whack on the glove there. There you go. Just grab those jesses with you.
Like this.
And there you go.
Jeez.
And that's Nell.
Instantly. She's heavy. Feels great.
Yeah, she's 4 kilos, which is about right for a female.
What a bird. Interesting that people look at the beak and I'm sure react to that. Oh, that beak's nasty, but that's very gentle and ticklish. It's...
Yeah, if they want to hurt you, they always do it with their feet.
The feet are the weapons.
Yeah. And the inside talon, that's like the meat hook, and that's like just with our finger and thumb.
Yep.
That's where all your pressure is there.
After landing, its front 2 claws anchor the prey, while its rear talon thrusts into flesh, dealing the lethal blow.
So on that back claw, the meat hook as you called it, do they have any idea how much pressure can be pushed with that?
Yeah, they reckon about a tonne per square inch on the hind talon.
Oh.
And that's a lot. Yeah, she's giving you
Look at that.
Glove a little bit.
Oh, yeah, she's giving it a squeeze.
You can feel that. And what's most amazing with it, people don't realise that each toe has a locking system in it. So when the bird locks its toes, it's locked.
It's in place.
No one's leaving unless the bird wants to let it go. Okay, Tim, we'll go and have a look at some more birds.
We're going to head out the back.
Sure.
Great. I'll give her back to you.
Yep.
Thank you, Nellie. Don't forget that, mate.
Visitors don't usually get to see our back. When a bird is brought in, they'll get assessed by a vet and go into a hospital cage. Then, as they recover, they're placed into a small aviary.
And this is little Hobbit. Hobbit is a little hobby falcon. She's about 8 years old now. She's one of the sweetest little birds you'd ever meet. Now, she had a power line when she was just a young'un.
Yeah.
So she can fly, but not particularly well.
Yes.
So she'd never be a candidate for release. But she's just a real little sweetheart. This is one of the nicest birds you'd ever meet. You could make her your girlfriend.
What a beautiful little bird. It's no wonder the team here have dedicated their lives to helping orphaned birds like her. Before I leave, Dave's got one very special patient to show me.
Have a look at that.
Casper is a barn owl, who, just like other owls, has a complete arsenal of hunting tools at his disposal.
You see, he's got little hairy toes.
Yep.
That's real important because little hairy toes, they cut down the sound of the feet through the air. Just before he catches a mouse, there's no whoosh sound. His feathers are as soft as velvet. You ever feel how soft those feathers are? You just won't feel feathers softer than that.
Yeah, well, you
So
almost can't feel them.
Yeah, and of course he catches sound with his face. So he can detect a mouse in the grass.
One giant ear.
on a cool, crisp night about 100 metres away. Their hearing is astounding, as is their nocturnal vision.
Yeah.
And their diurnal vision's just as good. They see just as well as we do during the day,
Yes.
albeit in black and white.
Well, you're doing a great job, mate. Thank you for having me here. It's nice to see you.
Yeah, my pleasure.
You're doing great things. What's your story, mate? I've just picked up a peregrine falcon. I've been told that he could have a potential head injury, so we'll find out.
The baby raptor was found disorientated on the ground.
Hey, little mate. Hey. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, mate.
I reckon it could have sustained some serious injuries after falling from the nest.
I'll leave you with him for 1 sec. Now, this is the fastest animal on Earth. They can fly up to 300 kilometres an hour. Now, what that means is if you're about to fledge and you're not quite ready to fly, you're going to hit the ground really hard. And that's what might have happened here.
First of all, let's give this little fella a name.
What about Malcolm? Malcolm the falcon. You like that? Malcolm the falcon? Let's have a look at you, mate. His wings look good. No obvious breaks. And he's very noisy, very noisy.
He's got good reflexes in both feet. They're nice and tight. He's only a young bird. These white bits up top are chick down, which he sheds as he grows. The fact he's still got some tells me he's just left the nest or just fledged. I'm convinced Malcolm here hasn't suffered any injury to his body, so now I'm checking his head.
There's something that stands out straight away to me, and that is, I wave my hand here and the head turns, he can see the hand. I put my hand here, on the left side, he's not reacting at all. That's a big worry. Now, he can't survive in the wild with one eye, he must have two. They use their eyesight and they can detect prey up to several kilometres away. Now, unfortunately for Malcolm, without both eyes, there's no future for him in the wild. Hopefully, a non-functioning eye is all that he has. I'm still pretty concerned, so it's a trip to the vet.
Timmy, how are you?
Good, thanks, mate. How are you?
I'm all right. What have you got?
Malcolm the falcon.
Malcolm the falcon.
Peregrine falcon.
I'm at the vet's, just down the road from us with Malcolm the falcon.
He was found in the wild. He looks like he's just left the nest. He was captured, which was a concern to start with, that someone was able to get a hold of him.
Sure.
And he got brought into the park.
Come on, Mal. Dr. Peter Nosworthy keeps an eye on plenty of our animals at the park, so I'm more than confident he can see if a busted eye is all Malcolm has.
I'm worried if he's got a bad eye, that he's got a bad head.
Yeah, well, if he's got a bad eye, you may well have been flown into something, and that would make sense if they found him on the ground. I think that he may have had a trauma. It's the most logical thing. I mean, there are other possibilities, but it's trauma is the most obvious thing.
You want to put him back in here?
We're going to have to sedate him so I can have a better look at the eye, and then we'll take an X-ray.
Good boy.
I'm looking to see whether there's any damage at the back of his eye. He may well have some retinal changes in here, Tim, which is a bit of a fuss for us.
Okay, Timmy, it's detached.
Well, detached retina means blind.
Means blind.
Yeah.
Means blind in this. In you and I, they can do some laser surgery, and it's coming to small animals in Australia, but not at this stage.
X-rays will confirm whether Malcolm sustained any head injuries in the fall.
Okay.
That's it.
There you go. He can.
Easy.
He can go back in his cage.
Yep. You're waking up already, Mal. That's a good boy. I'm really worried about him now because we've confirmed that he's got eye damage, but hopefully there's nothing worse. I mean, poor little fella's already blind.
So we've had a whack top of the skull. It's cracked that bone. Yeah, all right.
And what, that pushes the retina forward?
Yes, it's pushed the eye forward as a trauma sort of thing, as you can imagine from a whack behind the head, and has detached the retina.
As the doc says, repairing small animals' eyesight is some way off. So the best thing for Malcolm is a life with us at the park.
It's not worrying him, he's not in pains.
Yep. Well, lucky and unlucky, hey, Malcolm the falcon?
Yeah, well, he's alive and he'll continue to live, and I'm sure he'll be fed well.
Yeah, he'll live a good little life as an ambassador. He'll do a bit for his species anyways. I'm pretty disappointed, but on the upside, we can give him a good life. And look at it this way, if he was in the wild, I doubt he'd be alive. There's no place in the wild for a one-eyed peregrine falcon. How you feeling, Malcolm? You had a good rest?
Malcolm, the peregrine falcon, is recovering with us after a suspected fall from a tree.
That's a boy.
Malcolm needs nursing. He's had a head injury and he's lost sight in one eye, so he's pretty fragile at the moment. He needs some TLC.
Good boy. You need a good feed, you're a bit skinny.
Rest and a good feed are crucial to Malcolm's recovery.
You're all right, here you go. Yeah, you're hungry. He's a bit clumsy, but he's trying. Yeah, if I get it in, is that better? Good boy, mate. He's had a big day, but he's on the mend.
I'm going to keep Malcolm in a small cage for the time being. He's had a head injury, and the last thing I want to do is put him into a big aviary where he's going to get scared and bash himself about. Until he gets used to our presence a little bit more and starts eating, we'll keep him here. Then he can be upgraded to a bigger aviary where he can stretch his wings and grow.
That's a boy.
Here it is, mate. You ready to get in? Got some food in there for you. It's a week later, and it's time to introduce Malcolm to his new home.
Welcome to your new home, buddy.
He's been in a confined space for his own benefit, but he's going well now, and I reckon he can handle a bigger space to stretch out.
Okay, you just take it easy. There you go, please, sit up. Good boy. Good boy, that's it. That's it, that's it. You got a room with a view, mate. This is the best aviary in the house. I've got a bit of food here for you. There you go. Ow! That was my finger.
Malcolm's future is in captivity, but that's a positive. In the wild, it was a one-way street. He faced certain death.
You do well in here, mate. You're halfway.
The next stage could be to find him a girl. That will take a little bit of time. We need to know that he's good, and, you know, those female peregrines, they're a handful, so Malcolm has to be strong and healthy.
You look good, mate. You look real good.
Numbers in the wild have dropped to less than 1,000. It's another Australian animal in sad decline, but there's a captive breeding program and we're a successful part of it. Cassowary breeding season is a real time of worry for us, particularly in a zoo because it's a confined quarters. When we introduce two cassowaries, male or female, could go nuts. They rear up, jump and kick. An attack on one another can be fatal, no doubt about it. But it's breeding season and we need to take this window of opportunity. If they get cranky and they start fighting, we need to get in there, use our shields, separate the birds, put our bodies on the line, do whatever it takes to get the birds in separate quarters, because if it goes bad, it can go real bad. You right, mate?
Let's go.
Where is he? He's really interested in this female, but it's hard for us. We've got to get him over to that gate to get him in, and he's not sure about us. But you can see now his bottom, the feathers on it are all fluffed. And that's him saying, look how big I am. You know, at this time of year, if there's any time of year that a cassowary is going to attack, it's now. It's a delicate operation, and there's no rushing a cassowary. He's going to do what he wants.
Cheeky boy.
That's it. Okay, I'll get that gate, Obes. Just hold him for it.
Hold him for a sec. You got him, mate? Gates open. That's good. Yep, come on. That's a boy.
And he's in. Now the drama really begins.
Cassowaries stand high, just sizing each other up, seeing who's bigger, who's stronger. And this female, she'll want a strong male. She wants someone that's going to give her a run. Come on, mate. Here we go. The preening's good, especially from our girl over there. You know, old girls start playing with the hair a little when there's a bloke around. They're talking to each other subtly, and hopefully that leads into a nice introductory hello. Hey, Joe! Hey, fight! Hey, stop! Hey! Hey! Stop it! Stop! So they've just had a fight, instigated by the male. He's the smaller bird, but always more aggressive. You know, we don't want to see that because hollow bones, they're reasonably fragile up around that torso, but it's settled now. That's about as fierce as we'd ever want to see. He got 2 or 3 kicks in to the side. That doesn't mean that they won't mate. That's a little scrap, you know, a bit of a feeler as to who's strong and what are we all about. Things could settle now and progress well.
Look, she's booming. You know, scientists reckon that Cassowary's boom could be the key to understanding how dinosaurs communicated. From here it sounds like a truck going by in the distance. You can feel your insides vibrate. We've been in here for half an hour. I think if anything romantic was going to happen, it would have by now.
We're going to try and bring the female through. This was the male's yard, but it doesn't matter. We just need them apart.
I spoke too soon. Looks like round 2 is kicking off.
In. Hey! Stop, Jokes. Hey! Stop it. Stop. Hey, cut it. Yep, out of the way.
The male's stringing together some serious blows. But look at that. It's not all one way.
Come on, through.
Oh, look at that. Openly took a low blow. Just look at this fella. He's got more front than Buckingham Palace. But finally, we've got the measure on him.
Introductions for dangerous animals are always testing for the animal and keepers. And as far as they go, that was hard. That did not go smooth. Very violent. We've had to split the animals, male back in his yard, female in her yard. All we can do now is sit, wait, try again in a week. Obes, we've got a bird of prey in a factory down at Manns Road. Can you grab nets and gear ASAP? I'll meet you in the car park.
Yeah, not a problem, mate. I'll grab it now.
Let's go. A little while back, I brought the story of Malcolm the falcon, who had a detached retina and is now staying with us at the park. Well, it seems raptors are out looking for trouble, as we've had a call from a local factory saying they have one in the yard who doesn't seem to want to leave.
G'day, how you going?
Was up here when I rang you, but she's over in the factory
She's
now.
gone in the factory.
Yeah.
All right, we might go in and have a bit of a look. Where did you see her last?
Right there.
Ah, there she is. Peregrine. It's a young bird. Guess that it's probably just left the nest, and why it's in here and why it's not flying, don't know.
I knew it was a falcon, but I didn't realise it'd be a peregrine now. That was a bit of a surprise, that. After all the years of being here, I've never seen one of these birds around here.
Thought he wouldn't last the night if he got away, so we're really happy to see you guys come down and pick him up.
That left wing's dropped. It's flying, but you can see there that that left wing's hanging out. Now, that could mean that he's actually copped a hit, and therefore the wing drops down because it's sore. We need to have a look at him. Come on. No problems with his legs. He's quick, he's agile. As soon as we get near him, he darts down and he's under the cupboards, and then he's up and he's jumping across, and a bit tricky to catch. Don't go up there, mate. Righto, I'm gonna have a crack. See? Let's get it. All right. I think it just can't fly.
I think it just needs a bit of space to get its flight up. Yeah, we're right, mate. Cheers.
Yeah, I realised that he wasn't going far, just the way he's scratching himself and trying to flap his wings. To be sitting around, especially in a yard like ours, is unusual. I just hope he hasn't been hit, like, you know, clipped by a car or anything.
He's looking up at you.
We finally managed to capture the exhausted falcon, but all that flapping around in the factory has got me concerned.
Look at that. What are you doing in here, mate? What are you doing in here? Oh, what's that?
A bit of ruffle there.
What's that there? Is that an injury?
Not sure what that is.
It's strange at the moment, he's really quiet, but he's just scared. He's petrified, he's lost, he's in a factory. I would guess that he's not long left mum and dad and fledged from the nest, and it's quite common for a lot of birds that he's just struggling. He can't find the food he needs, he's weak, and now he can't fly where he needs to and he's stuck down low.
We'll take him back to the park for further examination. But first I'll introduce the intruder to the factory owners.
He looks as though he's undernourished, yeah?
Yep, he is. He is. You can see that breastbone there. Yep. Have you seen mum and dad at all?
No.
No?
No. There's a sea eagles go over every evening, but I've never seen
No.
one. I've been here 50 years, I've never seen one.
No. Can you see him locked on there? Once that vision locks onto something, he's on it. He doesn't move. The body pivots and the neck stays still. All right, well, he's lucky anyway. We'll give him a bit of food and get him back up and then we'll let him go. No worries. Thanks for the call.
No worries.
See ya.
Yeah, we just felt really sad that he looked really helpless. Yeah, at least he's got a good ending.
There you go. Come on, mate. We'll get you home. See you at work. Come on, mate. Are you going to play nice?
Back at the park, and we have a reluctant peregrine on our hands.
Hey, turn around, buddy. It's a standoff. Can you do me a favour? Just let him see you through the back.
Just put my finger in there.
Turn around, mate. Maybe put your face there. That's uglier. Turn around, buddy. There we go. Good boy. Yep. He's got to have a name. What's your name, mister? Oh, right. Yeah, I got that. Squawky. His name's Squawky. Squawky.
We were concerned back at the factory that Squawky had an injured wing.
Down at the factory, I saw something under that one. Yeah, do you want to hold his head for one sec? See that? It doesn't look like... I think it's just a bit of poo. Yeah, just a bit of poo.
You'd think after helping him, he'd show a bit of appreciation, but all we get is abuse of the eardrums.
Come on, mate. You're noisy. Oh, you don't like Uncle Obi? Oh, no, I don't like him either. Don't look at him, then. You don't have to look at him. You don't have to look at him. That's it. Oh, it was you. Come on, mate.
What Squawky needs now is some food and rest. Question is, will he let me feed him?
There you go. Squawky's a wild bird, so I didn't think he'd be a part of hand feeding. Here you go. Peregrine falcons are the fastest animal on Earth. These bad boys can hit into their prey at 300 kilometres an hour. Say a pigeon. They stun it, clench in the talons, pluck it and tear into the flesh. Go on. You got to learn how to do this, mate. Maybe that's your problem. Here you go. You going to eat it? A couple of days, you'll be strong and we'll let you go. I'm trying to give him a bit of food, but I can see that he can't settle. He wants nothing to do with this. He won't hand feed. Here you go, mate. Just one bit. How about one bit? Oh, almost. He's a bit freaked out from the whole thing, but I persisted. Good boy. Ah, look at that. It's all right. Hey, it's like he took a big breath. And he realises this dude's not going to hurt me. And he's taken food, and that's what we want. We want him to eat. He was starving. He's eaten twice what I'd expect a bird of prey to eat in a day. He really needed that food. He was really lucky to be found by people that cared, because whether it was a fox, cat or a car, it was a one-way street for him down there. So if he can just eat and rest, I think a few days a week, we let him go. We'll leave this here for you. Here you go. We'll see you tomorrow. You get some rest. Hi, mate. You look good and healthy. It's been long enough, mate. It's time for you to go. It's a few weeks later and Squawky's a different bird. Good bird. He needed feeding up and building up a bit of strength. He was a young bird and couldn't fend for himself. Really, it was an easy fix. Feed, shelter, and a bit of TLC. That's a boy. Look at you. I can feel you're stronger. Hey. Things look good for him. He fledged from a nest, probably with other chicks. He learnt all the things he needed to from his parents, and he still has those skills now. We've just given him a little bit of help, and he'll be fine. You feel good. You feel heavier. Hey. You've certainly got a bit of attitude. Let's go. All right, let's go. We know a beautiful little spot that's only about 1 kilometre away from where we actually captured him. We're going to let him go there because it's a good spot. We know there's birds around, which is what falcons eat, and it's just a good environment where there's no cats, there's no cars, and it's the best start for him. And the ultimate aim, of course, is for Squawky to get over this hurdle, find a mate and have chicks of his own. What more could you want? 1, 2, 3. Up he goes, keep going. Look at him go all the way.
Straight through the bushes and gone.
No stopping. That was good. That Maggie come right down, try and hit him. That was good, but to start with, I thought he was going down and it...
Fluttered.
Yep, he picked up. Well, that's nice to let him go. Yep. Not every day we get to do that. And he took off, no looking back. This is tropical North Queensland, and this particular section is called the Cassowary Coast. It's where the rainforest meets the ocean, and as the name suggests, it's home to cassowaries. 3 species of cassowary exist, but only the southern, or double-wattled cassowary, is found in Australia. The first birds appeared on Earth 150 million years ago in the late Jurassic, and cassowary fossils that date back 5.2 million years have been found. They are living descendants of the dinosaurs. They've been having a hard time of it of late. The usual reasons: loss of habitat, introduced species, but one of the saddest impacts on numbers is us feeding them. Once cassowaries start associating people with food, they start wandering through neighbourhoods, and their chance of being killed by cars or even dogs goes through the roof. Various groups up and down the North Queensland coast are trying to help the cassowaries' cause. G'day.
G'day, nice to see you again.
I'm at the Cassowary Rehabilitation Centre to meet an organisation dedicated to protecting rainforests. Jennifer is one of the directors. So tell me, what exactly is Rainforest Rescue?
Rainforest Rescue is an organisation that aims to protect rainforests all around the world forever.
Yep.
So it's really making sure that intergenerational people can enjoy it for the rest of eternity.
Yep. Working alongside Jennifer is Graham, who's a local vet.
Righto, so this is the young fella in here.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah. He's fairly standoffish. He won't come near you because he's certainly we're trying to keep him as wild as we can.
OK, and how old's he?
So he's just over a year old. He came in as a young orphan chick, about a month old. He's almost to the point where he can be released, where he can fend for himself. The
first thing I notice in here is that it just looks like a piece of the natural habitat fenced in. It's big open space.
Sure.
Is that the intention?
That's what we try and do. I mean, this is not a public display facility at all. We really try and make it so they've got lots of places to hide, lots of places to get out of the sun or out of the rain.
The idea is to retain as many wild behaviours as they possibly can. This rescue centre is critical. There are 1,000, maybe less, cassowaries left in the wild. So every single cassowary is important. And the rescue centre means that a chick like this can be saved. All right, well, let's leave him. That was great. See you, matey.
All right, Tim, well, this is probably a great opportunity to go and meet a friend of mine as well.
Oh, good. OK. Thank you, mate.
Thank you. No worries.
Good on you for the work you do here.
That's fine.
Yeah. See you later.
See you, Graham.
See ya.
Cassowaries are one of those rare species where the father raises the young. Once the female has laid her eggs, she'll go off and find another partner to mate with, leaving the male to incubate the eggs and raise and protect his brood. The trouble is, even he is no match for modern-day intrusions.
especially the motor car. Survival of this magnificent bird is dependent on people being made aware of their plight and adjusting their habits accordingly.
Hello, Tim. Welcome to Mission
Liz Galley has been campaigning on behalf of cassowaries for decades. First thing I want to know is how cassowaries are faring at Mission Beach.
Well, as we know, everyone loves Mission Beach, cassowaries and people. So we've got development happening at Mission Beach, and of course roads going through the cassowary habitat and fences.
And Jen, that's where you come in from a broader sense, that we've got Liz and people like Liz with local knowledge and passion, and your role is as a big picture educator.
Well, that's definitely the intention. I think what we're trying to do is ensure that the whole of Australia is going to fall in love with this iconic species and bring to life that the cassowaries are a keystone species to the Australian forest, and without them, there will be no rainforest.
Yeah. And cassowaries have got the pressure of people, dogs, cars, roads, some clearing of habitat, but you get big cyclones here and there are natural pressures. And what's it like after a cyclone?
You can imagine, there's a lot of trees come down in a cyclone,
yes.
So getting around the countryside is not that easy. It's quite interesting watching them come back and just check out their neighbourhood. They stand and they look,
yes.
and they come across obstacles. But it doesn't take them long before they find those tunnels and they can get moving
yes.
around. And
will you show me?
Sure. Yeah, let's go.
OK, good.
Walking through Liz's property, she points to a whole host of plant species reliant on the cassowary. Native olives, nutmeg, ginger, and various fruits and berries.
There's a cassowary dropping, and it's full of seeds and nuts. There's about 150 species of rainforest plant that are germinated by the cassowary. 70 of those species rely on the cassowary. Their only way of germinating is to be eaten by a cassowary, go through the digestive system, and come out like this in a little package of fertiliser. This cluster of saplings would have been a cassowary dropping. Now it's laid there on top of the leaf litter, and these saplings are all in this dappled light, just trying to get up, to get big enough to get a spot in the canopy.
So plenty of evidence around the property of cassowaries, but what I really want to see is their tracks through the forest.
You probably won't be able to see, but you can see that this is obviously a pathway that's going into the bush here.
Okay.
I checked it out yesterday. I thought you might like to go for a walk.
Sure. OK, let's go and have a quick look. Oh, yeah, I see. Oh, and down to the water. That's beautiful. It's tight compared to, well, us clumsily lumping through here. You can see the cassowary's head down, and it's a tight little passage.
Yeah.
Just imagine, though, if it wasn't for the cassowary's digestive system, which is full of enzymes that help protect them from harmful toxins, this forest would be completely different.
We've just followed a cassowary track down the hill sideways. It doesn't go straight down, it wiggles side to side. And we've come down here to a creek, and they're never far from water. They're a big bird, it's hot, they need to drink. And when they do, they drop the head down to a pool like this, put that bottom bill in, and scoop up a big mouthful of water. That's beautiful.
Okay. Out on the road again. I'm a little disappointed not to have seen a cassowary on Liz's property, but that's wildlife. You can't set your watch by them. Just up the road is Eddy Bay, where I'm told cassowaries come out as regular as clockwork. This beautiful bird is Eddy. She's quite a character and always keeps the tourists entertained. Just as I think it couldn't get any better, leaving the beach behind, I've come across these fellas.
There's a male cassowary. How impressive is that? There's a common misconception that an encounter with a cassowary could be dangerous or somehow life-threatening. In fact, they're very peaceful and just go about their own business.